The Woodstock Music and Art Fair in 1969 was a festival held in the Catskill Mountains in New York. It showcased the top performers of rock, folk, and progressive popular music during the 60s era. Woodstock's mission was to provide 3 days of peace, love, and music, and in doing so attracted more than 400,000 young Americans from all over the country, known as either anti-war protesters, hippies, or peaceful rebels. It lasted for 3 days in August in a natural amphitheater of Sullivan County, New York. This image shows a woman dancing and relaxing to the music and crowd that swarms around her. The string of beads and lack of clothing she is wearing represents a new ideology of the young generations of peace and freedom. Woodstock slowly began to be the symbol of the uprising of the voice of the young. The separation of cultural values and norms became evident in the Woodstock Festival. Drug, nudity, and peace signs alienated the young adults from the traditional ethics of conservation. During this fair, the rootsy music being played by performers spoke to the youth and gave them a sense of individuality. At this time, the United States were fighting in the brutal Vietnam War. As some viewed it as an opportunity of power, many citizens were opposed and confused to American involvement. As a way to rebel against the war, many hippies at Woodstock advocated pacifism and the peace movement. The peace movement was a social movement to support anti-war protests, self-empowerment, and world peace. Of the people who attended the festival, a large percentage were those of the baby boomers after World War II. They believed in self-expression and looked to rebel against the conformist societies of the 60s. The baby boomers contributed to the changing ideas and new identity of Woodstock. The creator took this image to show the world the carefree and fun energy of the younger generation. Freedom and peace were the forefront of their minds, and this photographer captured the spirit of not only this girl, but the generation's spirit as a whole. I chose this image because this area was very interesting to me. Woodstock was one of the first large-scale venues of a rock concert that today is now very common. Hippies found their own identity against the traditional society through their love of music, something that has occurred through the Jazz Age and Elvis era.